Now with me here in Brussels is Paolo Gentiloni, the EU Economics Commissioner. First of all, Commissioner, thank you. Braving this extraordinary breeze tonight.
Absolutely.
Well, cold.
We need energy.
You can't afford it. The problem with energy at the moment is the Russians are saying you've got to buy it in rubles. It's a complicated way of doing it. European governments are saying they're not going to. Why not?
Well, of course, this decree was issued a few hours ago, so we are still looking into details. But two things are quite clear. First, contracts must be respected, and in the existing contract there is no obligation to pay in rubles.
Right.
Second, we will not be blackmailed by Moscow.
That's the real reason. The contract bit is a nice way of getting to the real reason. You're basically saying it's blackmail.
It's an attempt to circumvent sanctions and to blackmail the European Union, but it is anything that the existing contracts allow to do.
But if this construct of paying to a K bank in dollars or euros, which are then converted by Gazprom Bank into rubles, you're still paying in your own currency. So why is this against it?
Well, I think we have contracts to be respected. I understand the maneuver which is behind this, because of course the Russian economy was severely hit by these sanctions. The rubles need to be reinforced by Putin. All this is part of the game. But our reaction was a reaction justified by this war. So at the end, final point, we will not be blackmailed.
Then, I mean, the awful part is that we go to extremes here, and the extremes is the gas will be turned off.
Well, you know that this is an issue for the European economy, but we are ready for this issue.
Now, clearly the Russian economy is going to suffer far worse, but what's your latest view on how the European economies are going to suffer as a result, firstly, of the invasion, the extraordinary refugee crisis, and now what could be an oil shock?
Well, listen, there is a military aggression. If we want to respond to a military aggression with economic means, not with military means, we have to do this in a coherent way and ready also to pay some prices. So of course we will pay some prices, but this is what we have to do: support Ukraine and have strong sanctions. Personally, I was foreign minister when annexation of Crimea happened. I see in this moment a stronger, more united reaction from Europe, impressive and affecting the Russian economy.
What economic support do you think you may end up having to provide to European countries? Now, of course, obviously, initially it's a national issue for countries on a fiscal basis.
Yeah.
But if they turn to require further support from the centre, what can you offer?
Well, I think we can immediately offer two things. First, joint procurement of gas and oil with our partners around the world. And second, common storage, with also some new things that we have to do, interconnection, which is not in all parts of Europe function.
Right.
We need to build our independence from Russian oil and gas.
You say when you were foreign minister in Crimea and then onward prime minister after, do you now realise that more should have been done post 2014 towards energy independence or dependence from Russia, and instead Europe went the other way, full stream with Nord Stream 2?
Well,
well, the reason I ask it is because you don't want to make the same mistake again after this crisis.
Yes, I think this crisis was a wake-up call. Putin forced us in a month to do something that we were not able to do in 10 years. And in 1 month, both in energy and in common defense, the European Union decided something for our strategic autonomy, which is, I think, extraordinary. You are right. We should have done this before. But now we are doing it. and Putin miscalculated the European unity and reaction.
Is the European economy, in your view, strong enough to withstand the oil shock that could be about to hit it?
Well, we entered this crisis in a strong footing. So we had 4% growth, very good employment. So I think we can afford also a decrease of this growth. We will have a decrease of this growth, but not entering in negative territory.
Commissioner, you've got a much more sensible coat on than I have, I can tell you that. You're more used to this.
Thank you, and good luck for this evening.
I owe you a hot drink on another occasion. Commissioner, thank you very much
Thank
indeed
you.
for